Hey guys, this is DPR IAN, and this is how I make movies. I like to imagine a lot. I think that's where everything starts. It starts with imagining. Every key component of anything visual especially comes from imagination. When I got the song for Summer Tides, for DPR Live, I remember I was listening to that song and I was imagining a scene from a movie where a boy was stranded in the middle of Mount Everest, and his only hope was to be under this wolf skin. And that's what I did. And mind you, like, if you think about it, this song has nothing to do with Summer Tides. You gotta understand, there's no rules when it comes to creating a visual. There's no rules when it comes to art. For an audio piece for myself, I like to conjure up a scene where I know what that character's feeling, where I know what that character's dressed as, what that scene looks like, what time of day it is, what's happening in that scene. In order to have a broader imagination, you need to see a lot of things, experience a lot of things, and that in turn, I feel like, becomes your catalog to this huge library of inspirations, things that you can absolutely conjure up anytime you want. I just go for a walk. Usually I tend to walk different routes, places that I've never really walked before, and I go for an adventure. Pop in music in my ear. I like to capture each moment, and I like to kind of feel like I'm in a music video at certain times. I like to look at things and place a story on them. And I think the most important thing is giving context. Context to anything you want to give context to. I like to write a journal about it, and that journal eventually becomes my lyric. It could be pretty helpful for a lot of people that want to be lyricists, and it's usually good if you have a reference picture, a reference video, just so you have a clear idea of what you're trying to replicate or what you're trying to imitate. If I've already had that scene imagined and I've already written a song about it, all I have to do is essentially shoot that scene now, make that scene come to life. If you're worried about equipment or the quality of what you're shooting on, don't worry, because it will only get better. When I first started, I used a iPhone. That was just what I had at the time. You can make the most out of it. Being practical, I think, is key in doing anything. If you're not confident, it's okay. Neither was I. The more you shoot things, the more confident you'll get. That's something that I've learned by doing it. I would always compare my work to a lot of people. If I did that, it would sometimes kill my buzz, because I would always be comparing like how much I need to go in comparison to like where I should be, which is fine. I think everyone goes at their own pace. You shouldn't compare too much with someone that's been doing it for like 10, 20 years, That's one way that a lot of people kind of end up giving up. Let me tell you, if you stop giving any fucks about anything else, like judgment or how much you have to do, or especially if you're trying to please somebody, I think the key thing is you shouldn't give too much fucks about anything, and you should just do it for yourself. You shouldn't think too much. If there's something that you want to do, it's something that you want to shoot purely because you're inspired by it, that should be enough reason for you to go out and just shoot something. It all starts and ends in the mind, and the more you can imagine, the more you can be excited about it. And I've always been excited about every project that I've ever done. This is DPR IAN, and this is my mindset.